Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be going over opposite operations. So opposite operations are just operations that undo one another. Or you can think of it as operations that cancel each other out. So I think this is best explained by going over some example problems. So here's the first example problem. I have 10 equals x plus 3. When we have an equation, what we're really trying to do is we're trying to get x by itself. As you can see, x isn't by itself right now. It has this plus 3 right next to it. So in order to solve for x, I need to get rid of this plus 3. So what would be the opposite of adding 3? How can I undo adding 3 things in? Well, the opposite of adding would be taking away. So I need to subtract 3 in order to cancel those out. Now, since this is an equation, I need to keep things balanced. So whatever I do to one side, I need to also do it to the other side. So if there's a minus 3 here, I have to put a minus 3 on this side as well. Okay? Now, let's solve this equation. Plus 3 and minus 3, those are opposites, so these are going to cancel each other out. So all I'm left with is x. And then on the left side, 10 minus 3, that's going to be 7. So the answer to this is going to be x equals 7. Okay? So remember, adding and subtraction, those are opposites. Those are going to cancel each other out. Okay? Let's go over this next problem. I have x minus 6 equals 2. So, in order to get x by itself, I need to get rid of this minus 6 part over here. So what would be the opposite of taking 6 things away? Well, if I took them away, the opposite would be putting 6 things back in. So the opposite of subtraction is going to be adding 6. Again, in order to keep things balanced, whatever I do to one side of my equation, I need to do to the other. So if there's a plus 6 here, I need to also have a plus 6 on this side of the equation. Now that things are balanced, I'm going to solve this equation. Again, minus 6 and plus 6, those are opposites, so those are going to cancel out. So all I have left is x. And on the right side, I have 2 plus 6, which is going to be 8. So the answer to this is going to be x equals 8. Okay, here's our third example. I have x over 2 equals 5. Now, do you remember, if I have a fraction, what math is happening when I have a fraction? You can think of fraction as the same as division. So you could think of x over 2 is the same as x divided by 2. Now, if I'm dividing by 2, what would be the opposite of dividing? The opposite is going to be multiplication. But whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other side. So, multiplying and dividing, these 2's are going to cancel each other out. I'm left with x is equal to, and on the other side I have 5 times 2, which is going to be 10. So the answer to this is going to be x equals 10. And here's our last example. I have 4x equals 16. Now, do you remember, when I have two things right next to each other like this, what math as operation is happening? Well, when I have two things next to each other, I know that these two things are being multiplied. So you can think of this as 4 times x. So, how do I undo multiplication? The opposite of multiplying is going to be dividing. So I need to divide this side by 4. And whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other side. So divide this by 4. Times 4 and divided by 4, those are going to cancel out. X is equal to, and 16 divided by 4 is going to be 4. So the answer is going to be x equals 4. So just keep in mind of our opposite operations. Plus and minus are going to be opposites, so those are going to cancel each other out. And multiplication and division, those are opposites, so those are going to cancel each other out.